is Erica Stewart, and I'm here today to talk to you about the dangers of texting while driving. I'm sure that after listening to the alarming information I have about texting while driving, that you will have a new perspective on this issue. I'd like to begin by telling you a story about a beautiful, hopeful, innocent little girl named Erica Forney. Erica was a 9-year-old little girl enjoying her young life in Fort Collins, Colorado. In 2008, Erica was riding her bike home from school on the last day of classes before Thanksgiving break. She was in the bicycle lane just a few pedal pushes from home when she was hit by a Ford Expedition driven by a woman who police say was looking down at her cell phone. Erica was flung in the air, fell on a curb, and suffered severe head trauma. She sadly died 2 days later on Thanksgiving Day. She died because the woman driving the Expedition was texting and wasn't paying attention. I bet after this incident, whatever the woman was doing on her phone wasn't important enough to take the life of an innocent child. Texting while driving has become a serious danger because cell phone use has become ingrained in society, and technology has made it possible for people to stay in constant contact, regardless of where you are or what you are doing. I, along with many others, have texted while driving, while being fully aware that it impairs my ability to focus on driving. But I have taken a pledge not to text while driving anymore to prevent an outcome that could cost me my life or the lives of innocent people on the road with me. No text message is that important. Today I'm going to talk to you about the alarming statistics related to texting while driving, the effects texting while driving has on the driver, and what legislation and you personally can do to stop this dangerous and potentially deadly activity of texting while driving. Let's start with some alarming statistics related to who is texting while driving in order to put this issue into perspective. The AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety says that 52% of drivers in its new study feel less safe than they did 5 years ago, 17% higher than last year, and 40% of these drivers cited that people using cell phones and texting while driving is the biggest reason that they feel unsafe. Teen drivers are some of the most vulnerable drivers on the road due to their inexperience, and cell phone use while driving makes the situation even more dangerous. The problem is most teens have cell phones and rely on them to socialize with friends and thrive on being able to communicate instantaneously and at any given moment throughout their day. A 2008 study by the Mobile Industries Trade Association found that among teens 13 to 19, 57% view their phones as the key to their social life, and texting is definitely a valuable feature. The troubling aspect of this information is that in an online survey of 1,999 teens ages 16 to 19, found that 84% of teens were aware that distracted driving behaviors increase the risk of crashing, yet 86% engage in these behaviors anyway, because most of us think bad things won't and can't happen to us. The Pew Research Center's Internet and American Life project reports that text messaging has become the preferred method of communication for American teens, with 1 in 3 teens sending more than 100 text messages per day, and 26% of teens admit to texting while driving, but there are probably more that text while driving and just don't want to admit it. Although teens contribute to this growing problem of texting while driving, adults alike are playing an active role in texting while driving and making roads unsafe for everyone. The Pew Research Center revealed that 47% of adults resort to texting while driving compared to 34% of teenagers. They are also more likely to send and read text messages while driving. Texting while driving is responsible for thousands of deaths and injuries throughout the U.S. at a rapid
Virginia Tech Driving Institute revealed that those texting while driving are 23% more likely to be in an accident. The National Safety Council announced in January of this year that nearly 30% of all auto accidents were primarily caused by using a cell phone while driving. The U.S. Department of Transportation reports that distracted driving played a role in nearly 6,000 deaths and 500,000 injuries in 2009. 81% of the U.S. population admits to texting while driving in spite of knowing the various dangers involved. Around 28% of all crashes in 2008 were caused by drivers in the age group of 18 to 29 who admitted to texting while driving. Now that you have an idea of how dangerous texting while driving is from a statistical point, let's talk about texting while driving and how it affects our brains and our ability to concentrate and focus based on scientific research and studies. The distraction caused when you're trying to do two activities simultaneously spoils your chances of getting through both of them. Experts say, physiologically, there are 3 different kinds of distractions, and texting while driving is very dangerous because it involves all 3 of these distractions. The distractions are visual, which involves taking your eyes off the road, manual, which involves taking 1 or more hands off the wheel, and cognitive, which involves taking your mind off of what you're doing, which at the time would be driving. A comparative study of texting while driving versus drunk driving statistics, published in a leading car magazine in the U.S., revealed texting while driving is even more dangerous than drunk driving. David Strayer, a psychology professor at the University of Utah, studies the effects on the brain while driving and using a cell phone. He estimates that only 2% of people are able to multitask while driving. Most drivers tend to stare straight ahead while using a cell phone and are less influenced by their peripheral vision. Now that we have a clear understanding of how it is impossible to text while driving and remain 100% focused and alert, let's talk about what we can do to find a solution to this problem that affects us every day we are on the road. We can do many things as individuals, and there are many programs and plans in effect nationwide to control and in the future prohibit texting while driving in all 50 states. We can do a lot to contribute to this dangerous activity in our community, and education is the key. You personally can decide it is not safe to text and drive for you and everyone else on the road. Tell friends and family it's not safe and remind them if they pick up their phone of this fact. If you feel like texting while driving doesn't affect you, think of the story of the little girl named Erica Forney. It can happen to you or a friend or a family member. On a nationwide platform, there are many laws and restrictions and also programs being created to stop people from texting while driving. 28 states prohibit texting while driving, according to the Governor's Highway Safety Association. And since hands-free law took effect 2 years ago, banning cell phones from behind the wheel, law enforcement has issued an estimated 500,000 tickets. In October, President Obama issued an executive order prohibiting federal employees from texting while driving on official business and while using supplied equipment. Verizon Wireless and AT&T, the largest U.S. wireless service providers, have ad campaigns aimed at discouraging texting while driving. Oprah uses her website to encourage people to sign Oprah's No Phone Zone pledge, which is a promise not to